It's time for another episode of the Film Room, and today we're going to take a look at Marshall defensive end outside linebacker Mike Green. Here is a player that I don't think enough people are talking about. You know, we hear all this Abdul Carter talk, and Abdul Carter's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Mike Green is that far behind him. And I think he's a guy that's going to be a first-round pick, and I would not be shocked if he goes much higher than anyone thinks. So, if you're not familiar with these film rooms or what I do in them, I'm going to take different plays and clips from a couple of Mike Green's games against Ohio State and Southern Miss to showcase, to highlight, to show you the type of prospect that he is and why I am so high on this pass rusher. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, Mike Green is a very talented pass rusher. He had 17 sacks this past year. And here against Southern Miss, we see why, just with a nice little spoon move off. And then the quarterback just didn't know where to go with Green barreling down on him. And like I said, he's a very productive pass rusher. Not only did he have the skill set to do so, but he had the numbers to back it up. Sometimes you get guys who are ultra talented but don't get the numbers. Sometimes you get guys who just get into sacks, schemed open. Not Mike Green. He is a combination of speed, quickness, and production. Now, when I look at Mike Green, you know, the first thing I see is he's got that speed, he's got that bend off the edge. Here against Southern Miss, he's lined up right here in that 3 technique, and he's going to end up doing a little bit of a loop game with that defensive end. And even slipping here around the corner, we still see his ability to get those hips down, that ankle flexibility, and he's able to bend around and then close for the sack here. And just that ability, you know, even when you slip, he's still got the speed, he's still got the agility to bend those hips, sink those hips, bend around the edge to get the sack. And that's what you want. You want guys that have those raw traits, that explosiveness and that bend. We see that bend here against Ohio State. Mike Green's lined up on the right side, the left defensive end against the right tackle. And once again, he's going to attack here, gets his hand through. I love how he's able to put his hand there to kind of keep that right tackle from getting it on him. And then once again, sinks those hips, turns that corner, and he doesn't get a sack. He didn't get really even a quarterback hit, but he's letting Will Howard know, hey, I'm here. So not only does Mike Green have the physical traits, but he's able to pair those with a few moves. Here against Ohio State, he's lined up a wide 9, and he's going to attack right at this right tackle, looking like he's going to go maybe speed to power, go cut inside, and then he unleashes a deadly spin move, and then the speed to go in and finish. And it's just that speed, and not only that speed, just the ability to set it up. He's going at this right tackle. This right tackle maybe expecting a bull rush, and in turn, he gets that nasty spin move. Not only is he able to spin, but he just turn it right upfield, accelerate, and get the sack. We see Mike Green this time on the left-hand side of the screen. He's going to kind of shoot inside, trying to get an inside, get inside of that left tackle. And he gets stuffed, but he doesn't stop there. He works his way all the way around, and then we see that bend again to finish. It's almost like he disappeared and then reappeared. And that's what I love about him. He's got that motor. This didn't go the way he wanted to. He wanted to go inside, maybe into that 3 gap, but he gets pushed down the line. What does he do? He just bends right around his teammate, comes to the backfield, and finishes with the sack. Now, so far, all we've seen is his speed and explosiveness and that bend. But Mike Green's much more than that. Here against Ohio State, he's lined up out here on the left-hand side, left defensive end, and we're going to see his power here. And they're going to try to use a tight end to block him. And Mike Green, what is he going to do? He's just going to get underneath of it and drive him all the way back and force the quarterback to flee. And he pushed him so far back that the running back, Travion Henderson, looks over and says, I need to help him out. And Will Howard's like, I got to get out of here. And it's all this speed to power, and he's putting that tight end essentially on skates. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is with him as a pass rusher is his pass rushing moves. And this is not going to be a pass play, but what I see with his hands here, I think translates to him as a pass rusher. So once again, left defensive end. He's on the strong side with a tight end and the right tackle. And they're going to run a little bit of a reverse. But watch Green. He fakes inside, and then look at this swim move to get into the backfield. And it didn't end up mattering because, like I said, it was this little pop pass reverse type action. But if we're looking here, look at this quickness on the swim move. This right tackle is trying to get in, and all he has to do is kind of seal him. And Mike Green was so quick, he almost affected this play. He almost got in there to get Ibuka on this quick little reverse play, all because he's got the quick swim move, and then, as I said before, the little the explosiveness that he has moving forward. All right, if we transition into him as a run defender, it's one thing to be a pass rusher, and that's what a lot of people want out of their defensive ends, but he also needs to be able to stop the run. And here against Southern Miss, he's now lined up as the right defensive end, the left side on the screen, and we're going to see that speed and explosiveness that we saw as a pass rusher come up as a run defender. So they're going to run away, but he's left free, and that I think that tight end was just to come by and maybe try to stop him and do a little trap action. But he was so fast and so quick to get to that ball and stop him for, a small, minuscule gain. But he was so quick and so fast that tight end had no shot at him because of that speed, because of that explosiveness. What I like about this clip is it shows his power. I showed you his power on that bull rush. Now we're going to see it in the run game. And here he is lined up right here, left defensive end. He's on a closed inside, tight end over here. And they're going to run this ball up the middle. And he's going to be able to take on this right tackle, but yet keep himself. He's in a good position. He's right here trying to, set the edge. He's got a guy coming in on him. So he's getting himself in a position that he can get outside, but the ball's going inside. So not only does he engage with the right tackle, now he's lined up on engaged with the tight end, but he still sees him coming in, and he's able to shoot inside and make the tackle. He's essentially 2 gaps away from this run, and because he's so quick and explosive, and he's able to get himself free from these blocks, he's able to make that tackle up the middle. All right, another example of him in the run game. We see him left defensive end, close side once again. They're going to run this up the middle, and he's going to power his way, and he doesn't make the tackle here, maybe, but it's just his power to stand up that right tackle, bull his way in there, and try to affect and try to stop the running back here. There's not a lot of guys with his skill set. You think of speed pass rushers, you don't think of a guy pushing back the right tackle and barreling into the middle of the line to get a stop along the goal line. And that's exactly what Mike Green does here. And then here against Southern Miss, left tackle, or right defensive end, going against the left tackle. We're going to see him take on this block, look to kind of set the edge, and then come off while still being engaged. So not only is he being engaged, he's able to reach off with his left hand and help, with the help of his teammate, bring down this running back in his left gap. And once again, I just love the ability to set the edge and then come off and affect and stop the run. And finally, I want to talk about toughness, want to talk about physicality. Here he is, left defensive end, once again, close side, and they're going to pull their right guard at him. And he's going to come flying in, take him on, stop the running back. The running back can't go outside because of him, and allows his teammate coming on the backside to make this tackle, all because Mike Green, using his physicality, using his toughness to take on this right guard and blow up this play. There is so much to like about Mike Green as a NFL draft prospect, pass rusher, edge defender. As I said, a lot of people, and rightfully so, are big fans of Abdul Carter, talking about him being one of the best players in this draft. I don't think Mike Green is too far behind him. As we see here, I mean, here's a guy that's 6'4", 248 pounds. So he's not a small, slender guy. You know, he's got some size to him, but most importantly, he's got the speed. He's got the explosiveness. He's got the power. I don't know what else you want out of him. Would you want him to be a little bigger? Sure, of course. We'd love for all our defensive ends to be Myles Garrett size, but that doesn't happen that way. And we see with Mike Parsons, we see with what Abdul Carter's going to be. We see, even Nolan Smith the other night in the playoff game making plays. Mike Green is that guy. 3-4 outside linebacker. I think he could play in a 4-3 depending on the scheme. Get him off on the edge. Turn him loose. He's going to get sacks, and he's going to impact the game. And I think this guy is a lock first-round pick. I think this guy is a top 20 pick. Like I said, I think people are going to really like Abdul Carter. But if you miss out on him, I think you got a nice consolation prize here in Mike Green. And I don't even think it's a consolation prize. All right, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of the Film Room. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get all the notifications for new videos. While you're out there, follow me on social media, draft_Brian, wherever you get your draft information or your social media, whatever you do that stuff, follow me, draft_Brian. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time.